Sup nerds, I'm Tom. Let's talk about The Thing, Infection at Outpost 31, which is a co-op game with a trader aspect, sort of like Shadows over Camelot, Dead of Winter, Battlestar Galactica, and to a lesser extent like New Angeles. Now the only twist with this one is those other games are all better. Oh, it's cold. I get so cold when I have to play board games that suck. Okay, it doesn't really suck. It's not that bad. So, like I said before, again, if you've played Dead of Winter, Shadows over Camelot, or Battlestar Galactica, you'll be very familiar with this type of thing. If there's a board state, it's a co-op game. There's a board state we're trying to keep control of while we're trying to find certain things. We gotta roll dice. There's all these different rooms. We're looking into the rooms to try and find certain things. We're trying to find the dynamite and the flamethrower and the rope. And there's different mission logs, things we have to do in order to do that. Most of the time it has us rolling dice. We have to pitch cards in order to roll dice. Sometimes we just have to pitch the right cards. That'll be like the thing that we have to do. We could encounter monsters. Fire can start in the room, or smoke can happen, which will lead to fire, which would lead to the room being destroyed. And if too many of that happens, we lose the game. There's also this other track over here, monitors bad stuff that's happening, and it affects the end game conditions because, we always start with one person is the thing. One person's a traitor. Later on in the game, more people can become the traitor. I think really it could, depending on the player count, I haven't played with 8. I've played with up to 6, I think, 5 and 6. At least in the games I played, I know you could go up to having potentially 2 traders. You're trying to do all of those things. You're trying to find the right stuff, roll the right dice, move through without too many rooms getting destroyed, and if you encounter things, you have to fight them off. And then, you guys can all get out to the escape pad. But here's the thing. The thing. The bad guy, if the bad guy, the traitor, gets under the helicopter with you, they win. So you have to do this voting thing where you try and vote who is the traitor. Now, voting for traitors can be fun in Resistance and Deception and any social game like that. Or Dead of Winter even has it. Now, this final voting thing that you do is super important, and calling it voting isn't technically correct. It's selecting the number of people you want to escape based on the player count. It's not like you're just voting you are the thing. What you go on is this track here. You can pick some cards to flip over and reveal. There is, if you've done really great the whole game, which I highly doubt anybody's ever going to do, you can do 2 end blood tests, 1 end, and then, if you've done a little bit poorer, you can do 1 end blood test. If the game goes like a normal game where, you're inches away from losing, you could have no end blood test. And it's the same on that side. It's just a couple more. So in which case, if you have no end blood test, where you can't do, okay, I'm suspicious about you, we're going to check your card, then it's really just, I'm just going to pick you, and you, and we're all going to get on this chopper and hope that one of the things isn't on there. And that's the only way the good guys can win. And it seems not impossible, but super improbable that the good guys would ever really win this game. Unless, like, the people who play as the things just kind of come out immediately. So you have to, first of all, you have to win the game. You have to successfully roll all the dice correctly and get all the cards that you need and move through this thing to find the rope, the dynamite, and the flamethrower, which I guess can happen. You can just get a bunch of really good rolls. The first chip you flip up could be the rope. Hey, great, no big deal. It's possible that part of the game could be a breeze. It's a lot of, random chance in that happening, but maybe so. So, now maybe the thing is helping you with that, right? The thing is I'm just going to play as a good guy the whole time and then I win anyways, which isn't a bad strategy, right? I'm just going to play as a good guy the whole time. They'll think I'm good. I'll get on the helicopter and win. If not, and we lose, I'll win anyways, right? Again, that's a possible strategy, but also like tanking the game is pretty easy. These sabotage cards, this is a big way that like you can slip these into the pool of cards of stuff that you need, and like they can trigger bad things. These happen these come up in the deck really frequently. The deck is like full of these cards, you know? And I mean, they added a lot of band-aids on here to try and fix the fact of, like, you know, trying to fix the fact that it's super easy for bad guys to just throw these in there, because you can you have like a captain ability where you can nuke a card and replace it with a card from the top of the deck, but then you're adding randomness. So if you do that and there is a sabotage, then anybody can just say, oh no, that was the random card, it wasn't me, he he he. Now, playing as the good guy, the actual mechanics of the game are actually, they're okay. I mean, you have these cards you can pitch for dice, and you're rolling to get like 2 of a kind or 3 of a kind, or no, it's 3 of a kind and 4 of a kind. Yes. So you're kind of like, hey, re-roll these, re-roll those. Wait, I can do this. Everybody has captain abilities on their player screen, so it's special things that you can do on your turn. A lot of re-rolls, you're getting more cards and things like that. So it doesn't feel like it's a poorly designed game. I just think the trader aspect is almost too strong. Like, and I said almost there. I shouldn't have said almost. It is definitely too strong. Because when a game is this difficult, in order to win in general, the traders just have such a huge advantage and can make things just... Now, again, I haven't played it as much as they did. They probably play tested a bunch. Maybe there were a lot of games where they just happened to get a lot of perfect rolls, happened to have everybody drop the cards that they needed to. In which case, again, still, like, okay, that means that they won. And if all of the people who are the bad people were just real nonchalant, right? Just stayed under the radar the whole time, never caused a ruckus at all, just been a real good player the whole time, and they happen to get picked at the end. So I guess it's a fun game if you don't care about winning. I mean, the production quality is really good. You know, the board looks good. The art is good. These minis, which they call them movers, but the minis are good quality. You know, I like the dice. Well, actually, I mean, the dice are just whatever. They're dice. And I love the movie. It's a classic. The 2011 remake was, you know, it was all right. But this one was a classic. Clear! It's just so very often the case that games can't live in a vacuum. And I really think Shadows over Camelot is probably the most comparable to this level of that type of game. And that one is far, far superior. Dead of Winter, again, they're all better than this game. Even New Angeles doesn't really fit in this category. It kind of does. And I still think they're better. I just, you know, this one's a lot simpler. So that could be the thing, is that it's a much simpler game compared to Dead of Winter and Battlestar Galactica. But Shadows over Camelot is pretty simple too. So if I had to pick between the two, I would pick Shadows over Camelot every single time. Because, again, there's not much that this game has to offer. Well, I mean, it kind of does. The things that you're doing are different here. So, you know, if you get sick of Shadows over Camelot... But I kept trying to think, after playing it, I kept trying to think of like some type of house rule that you could do to make the bad guy players not so OP. And I don't know. Like, maybe they don't win even if they escape. You know, they have to tank it. But tanking it's not that hard. You know, because there's so many sabotage cards, and they can just say that they don't have a good card when they go to put down. Like, tanking it is too easy because there's too many bad things on your side. Again, unless, of course, luck just happens to be, you know, with you the whole game. But I feel like there's just too many ways for the bad guys to win pretty easily. Another complaint I have is, while I was just saying that this game is pretty simple, the rulebook isn't. It's so verbose. There's so and it's made to look like a mission log or whatever. It has like the tabs on the side as if it's like files, and there's things that are highlighted, but there's a lot of things that are highlighted that really don't need to be highlighted. Right here it says, the captain shuffles the pool, and that's highlighted. It's really important to know that the captain shuffles the pool. There's really not much more I can say. I love the concept, you know, I love the theming. Shadows over Camelot, way better. Dead of Winter, better. Battlestar Galactica, I mean, I know they don't, at least at the time of this recording, they don't make that one anymore. But New Angeles? Well, even despite all of that, if anything I was saying in this video sounds interesting to you, I'm going to put a purchase link to this game in the description box down below. Go get yourself a copy. And hey, while you're down there, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you'll never be bored.